You're gonna throw it. You mean old timey? Is that what you mean?
I was being polite. Yes.
You can just say old. Just don't say that you look old. That's okay. That's all I have to say.
And his Facebook page, the Cigarette Smoking Man, type it in on Facebook, will pop up his fan page. And what was the name of your website again, Bill? And WilliamVDavis.com. Not William Davis, WilliamVDavis.com. Check them out, and then you can do some social sharing, send in your pics, and hopefully you'll be able to get those up. Also, if you can check out Center for Inquiry, we also have a very active Facebook page. It's CFI Ontario, Facebook.com, and our website, www.cfi.com/Ontario. And we'd really love to hear from you and post some pictures on our site. So that's all I have to say about my organization and Pump That.
I'm delighted, I'm surprised at how many of you are here, so thank you very much. I would like first to thank the Committee for Free Inquiry for actually bringing me here. It was actually the Committee for Free Inquiry that brought me and arranged for me to be at Fan Expo. So I'm grateful to them. And why did they do that? Why did they want someone from a paranormal show to come to Fan Expo at their expense? And that begs the whole question of what is it like to be a skeptic on a show about the paranormal? First of all, maybe just to clarify for those of you unfamiliar, what do we mean by a skeptic? Because the word is misleading in a lot of ways. It's become ill-used, as I said in another talk just the other day. It's become ill-used by the climate change deniers. You got me kidding. So, don't come to me to know what films and TV programs you should back. But it was always a little strange to be dealing with subjects that basically I didn't agree with. I really didn't think aliens were abducting humans. I didn't believe in. Well, one of the kind of suppositions of the X-Files was, in a way, let's take all those things that a lot of people think are true and pretend that they are true. Let's see, what does that mean? So a lot of people do think aliens are among us. People think aliens are abducting humans. People think we have past lives. People think all sorts of things. Suppose they're true. And Mulder always said they were true, and Scully always said they weren't true, blah, blah, blah. Which leads me to Richard Dawkins. And it leads me to Richard Dawkins' book. But I didn't want to do that. Well, it just goes pretty well for me. So how do I deal with this? Well, first of all, there's another way of looking at the X-Files, which is that each week a mystery was posed, and each week a man had a certain solution, and a woman had the other. And each week the man was right, and the woman was wrong. And yet the women loved the show.
Did you see them there?
So, then the next thing I thought about was, well, Dawkins talks endlessly about evidence. So, what was his evidence that this show is promoting paranormal belief? What is his evidence that we were watching the show as fiction and enjoying it as fiction? Indeed, many of my skeptical friends, many of my atheist friends, are tremendous lovers of the show. So how does that work? So Dawkins had actually not done any So I introduced myself, and he kind of looked at me sort of blankly and said, "Oh, were you on the show?" Which made me think he hadn't watched the show. So he neither watched it nor done any research on its results. So with that in mind, I said, "Fine, let me go on with the show." And there is actually, though, there's a better case about the X-Files that could give some pause. There are certain, what I would call embedded assumptions within the show from time to time that are not examined by Mulder or Scully. They're simply accepted. And as a skeptic, I begin to have a problem with some of these.
How much crack smoking was involved in writing that script?
Well, I'll tell you, no crack smoking was involved because I wrote the scene. It's even more absurd when you think of it, because Smoking Man was actually teaching Scully to water ski in this scene. Yeah, but I didn't try anything. Yeah. Very favorite episode. Yes, usually I would say to read the QB. There was another one though that I used to do, but certainly that was one of my favorites because I love the whole philosophical background and the dialogue and the intensity of it. Yeah.
Do you have an episode that you feel was culturally relevant at the time of its release? Like, what do you think would be the most culturally relevant episode at the time when it was coming out? Like current issues kind of thing at the time.
I'm going to be a politician and evade the question slightly. And answer a slightly different one. Because I don't actually have an answer to you. I'm not sure. I don't know, and you probably know the episodes a lot better than I do anyway. But one of the things that really intrigued me was how the X-Files was relevant to that decade. It was the decade where we'd pretty much given up books. And we started to work with the internet, we started to work digitally. Books had given us some sort of solidity, some sort of solid thing. And we had moved into this sort of vague world of digitization. And if you remember in the 90s, often it didn't work, always for controversy. So if you've got an issue about climate change, well, you better have a denier and an affirmer. Or if you have an issue about alien abduction, you better have someone who believes in it and someone who doesn't, as if it was a 50-50 split as to whether aliens were really being abducted or not. And thirdly, it works on a very short time scale, mostly. And the issues we're really facing are very long.
Did you have a really intense kind of, or did you just go week by week, like, okay, this is the script, we're going to go from here? Or did you really have a thorough knowledge of, like, now I'm all this dad, and now I'm this, and now I'm like, how did you go about it? And then, yeah, did you get really into it? Like, as a skeptic, was it really hard to be an actor, getting into that?
Yeah, well, I would say that's the answer to a couple of those things. What's pretty interesting, in a way I was hoping, I think in the panel, I was hoping somebody would ask me about that because my first day on the Continuum set, Simon Barry, the creator, came up to me and he explained everything they knew about the relationships and this and that. And I'm great. Chris Carter never explained it. So, no one ever told me anything. And so I would develop ideas. Oh yes, I was the strong guy. I was the guy in the early seasons. I was a top dog. And then who's this character John Neville that's playing? It's the fat man. And the well-manicured man. Yeah, I know. He seems to be bossing me around. So basically, what an actor has to do is live truthfully in the imagined situation. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation, you can create something that works. And if you live truthfully in the imagined situation not always was the imagined situation the same from one episode to the next. Or in the case of using the cigarette smoking man, not even the same in one scene to the next, or in fact, one shot to the next. I found the best way to play musings was for each shot to create an imaginary world and play it truthfully. The imaginary world was a bit different than the last shot, but nobody seemed to mind. Well, I didn't seem to be good. So on that, I think we're at the end of the time, you're going to throw us out of the building. So thank you so much.
See, now look. You sound like our kind of guy. You have to check out and see if I was over there or decide to convention at 5:23. Perfect. Fantastic. I'm Jamie. We're always looking for Nicolette.